Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans, Winter Dab fans, and RPG Limit Break fans. I'm Caleb. I'm in the booth with Luffy. How are you doing, Luffy?
I'm doing great tonight, Caleb. Looking forward to a fantastic matchup. We got two amazing runners in LordFizzlebeef and DVS and some great double anti-bingo action.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting matchup. This is the winner of this match. Their tournament life continues. The second place finisher, their tournament draws to a close with this match, as this is a double elimination tournament. Both of our runners have taken a loss in the first round, or the opening bracket of the tournament, and now with everything on the line, they gave themselves quite some interesting rows. We do have an intersection here where we're going to see both runners diving into the sea shrine to dig out 5 mermaids. Fizzle will have to visit some shops, dig up some pretty cheap gear just to hold in his inventory throughout the entire game. He is going to have to find the Bane spell to take care of Tiamat 1, which forces our runners forces Fizzle to dig up not only Bane, but also potentially promotion if that Bane is locked out above level 6, or if it's like in a weird spot at level 5. And we need to find the chime, and we need to find the cube. So that's 2 potential key item checks that Davis won't have to do. On the other hand, he can't use exit, so that's fine. There's some synergy there. We're not going to be exiting out of Sky Tower. We're going to be going through Tiamat to get out, but we're going to have to hunt down 3 different dragons for Lord Fizzlebeef. So 3 of the, I think it's about 5 dragons. We've got Frosties, Red Ds, Green Ds, Zombie Ds, and Blue Ds all on the table. Fizzle's got to find 3 of them, and we're off and running. So I was going to still talk about the bingo rows, but with the gates down, so we're going to check out what level 1 magic has. Fog 2, Life, not the worst, and Temper, Zap, Warp, and Quad X. So
pretty loaded level 1 black. Like seeing that Life at level 1. The black belt's got access to level 1 spells, so anytime you got a black belt that can cast Life, that's kind of broken in, that'll be good.
Absolutely, and it's both of our runners opting at, Davis was flirting with a red mage for a while, but flipped it to a black mage. I guess that is going to guarantee access to Confuse, as in Davis's row, he'll have to successfully confuse Carry, which can be done either with the spell Confuse or with a wizard stick if we're lucky enough to find it in a box. Davis, on the other hand, will have to go take the scenic route through the ice cave and delete every spike tile in that dungeon. There's 5 of them in there, as Lord Fizzlebeef finds the ice sword for probably sale, I guess, later. And we're going to zap some zombies, and Garland had a script. It was opening Exford from Garland, but the canonical zap starts the party off just right. And we get a canoe from the king, and the Princess Sarah is going to give us some TNT. So early transportation and fetch, not the worst thing to get out of the royalty suite here.
Yeah, that's for sure. We might see a little route divergence here. I'm curious to see if anybody's going to take a quick run over to Dwarves to check that TNT before they do the basic move over to provoke, take down the pirates, and see what Bicky has for us.
And Davis did talk to the hint giver NPC there, hanging out behind the magic shops in Canaria. I missed what the hint giver said, but it's a heads up play if the hint giver's telling you where something you need might be. Davis's row or column is a little bit more rude, I would say, than the one that he gave Fizzle, as he's been saddled with 2 thieves, and those thief bonus and malice it's fine. They get a lot of HP, they get a lot of fighter strength, but they also lose 10 strength off the top of it. So they're still gonna be pretty okay swinging a weapon, and they're gonna have a lot of HP, but beyond that, their utility is running away, and that's about it. Alright, TNT is going to give us the Oxyale. None of our runners have to, we all have to get into Sea Shrine, but none of us have to Bracken Kraken or anything like that. But that's pretty good to get out of the way early. Just an early turn in to get that Oxyale. Will definitely make hitting that required tile a little easier.
Yeah, I agree with that. You never hate having to track down an item that you don't need to, like, finish a dungeon, i.e. Cake Lich or Bane Tiamat, looking for like a chime or a rod. So getting an Oxio just to get a, lame tile like the mermaids out of the way early is definitely feeling pretty good.
Fascinating that Lord Fizzlebeef also going to the Dwarf Cave. Davis going around south to Elfland. That's curious. I would have. There's our level 3 Bane, so and Confused. So both of our runners are going to be off the hook here for their big spell requirements. They're going to have a fairly decent amount of charges of both those spells. As if Davis promotes, those ninjas will get Confusion access as well. Okay, Fizzle is doubling back to Provoca. That's what I was going to say. Like, I definitely probably would have gone to Provoca just because I would have gambled that Vicky's going to give me that vanilla boat. And sailing to Dwarf Cave, it feels better. Or if if Pirates give us Adamant, something like that. I don't like multiple dips into the Dwarf Town.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder if you might see something cheeky, like even like a floater right here, and the ship is somewhere, maybe an ice cave, and we don't even need it.
This is true. So Davis gonna hit up Crescent Lake and check the item shop, and there's our chime. So not too expensive either. Only 11 grand. So that's and there's gold +2 bracelets for real cheap too. Okay. And caps +5? Yeah, I'll take that all day long, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's some good absorb right there. I like it.
And none of our runners are required to use only blessed or cursed equipment. So when you're looking at this board, where do you start lining up your bingo synergy? Are we going to we're mailing Pirates for Fizzle, as looks like he's going to go for column 1.
Yep. Yeah, Fizzle taking that 1 nun early and already taking the curse weapon and exits out of the table. That column 1's looking pretty juicy for him. If he can just melee down these pirates. We've already seen the cube and now the chime for sale. So less than 10 minutes in, he's going to have the key items he needs to also finish that column, which feels pretty good.
We saw a cube? Are you playing a different game than me, Luffy?
I thought we just saw did we just see the cube from the old men at Crescent?
Oh, correct, yeah.
I mean, correct, I could be wrong.
You're right. I got distracted. It happens. I haven't been in the booth in a while. I'll trust you, Luffy. Fizzle's doing heal pot strats, but nothing super spooky coming out of these pirates, as Unsafe Pirates is not on for this tournament. So all we got to do is be able to soak some punches, and we're even taking them down with some wooden sticks. So Pirates successfully meleeed, and Fizzle on his way with a ruby could be fine. I mean, Titan's not incentivized, but that early trip to Sarda could bear fruit.
Yep, agreed. I've seen Sarda have the floater, or Sarda have an item that you might need to get into another dungeon. Yeah. Plenty of times, even when you don't have access to Titan being incentivized.
And dirt cheap houses, $462, and I don't see Davis's favorite tile around. The use no cabins or houses, so we're gonna get full use of those. Lightning 3. Good to see for Lord Fizzlebeef. If you're Davis, I'm thinking you do column 1, or I'm sorry, yeah, row 1. You take that along the top and you just go spend a couple minutes in Marsh Cave. Talk to some bats. Go to once you get that key, hit the basement, make it a day.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty free row for him, considering he'll have to do every trap tile and ice cave already, and having to only visit rooms and talk to bats in Marsh, definitely pretty quick.
So this could be very quick. This could be a very quick run here, as both runners have their the gates for their required spell tiles. The Banes, the Confusions have already been found. We've even found Cake if we wanted to go for row 4. But I don't know if that's not really going to have a whole lot of synergy with that use only blessed equipment, as gear decisions are already being made. The upside to Davis's inevitable dive into the Marsh Cave is he's going to be able to hopefully knock out 2 of his slimes while he's there. These Scums and Mucks like to hang out in the Marsh Cave, so that's big time bingo synergy for Davis. Fizzle, I mean, and Sky, you might get lucky catch a blue D, but you're not going to find any other dragons in Sky outside of maybe on the spike tile in the cube room. So. And Fizzle with the big brain reset back, and we find out that the floater is behind the adamant.
All right, now if we just track that down, we can really take off and get going here.
All right, let's see what we're gonna wait, and we're just going to Lightning 3, so no pirates being meleeed here by Davis. There is a comment in chat about Davis potentially equipping a +1 large knife. I didn't see that, but if we get a look into his menu screen and we see an equipped plus knife, we will let him know in the race room to unlight that square in column 1, as Davis gets some glue. So Ruby Fun % flag is turned on. It took me a second. I was like, I've never seen the loot called glue before, but we're gonna go feed the Titan some glue for Davis. Fun % flag developed by Life Reboot changes what the Titan is eating, and you get all sorts of different options to choose from. Glue.
I mean, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah, that's fine. The Titan today portrayed by Ralph Wiggum as Gerwolf's Flash and Heat. There is no see a certain enemy skill on the board today either, so it's very friendly board here, rolled by our wonderful tracker Danny, and we have Demon Frog with the restream. So big thanks to the folks behind the scenes running the broadcast for us. We couldn't do this without you guys.
Yep, indeed. Love seeing Danny and Demon, 2 of the great unsung heroes of the community, always pulling work for us in the booth one way or another.
Yep.
Alright, Fizzle saw his first Frost Dragon. That's 1 off the list right there. That feels good. Just gotta find himself 2 more.
And I was gonna say I would love to see him checking spike tiles here, because we can always run from them. But Zap's like a 10% chance, but when they're cremating and hands coming out like that, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna bank on turn order, and we get it. But Iron Goal's well over 200 HP, Flash and Poison Touch on top of it, and they've got over 270 HP. So that's a reset.
Yeah. Good to know they're there, though, if you need to come back to it later. I mean, that's a pretty fast tile to check getting down a few floors.
This is true. Zap is pretty effective on the Golem family. Less so on the Iron Goals, but I still think it's like a 10% chance for Zap to hit. And might be a trick in Fizzle's bag, up his sleeve, so to speak, later on. Meanwhile, Davis killing some scorpions, throwing that lightning around. Jumped up to level 9, and just taking a little grind out here. Very little safety grind outside of Crescent Lake, and there's that Frosty again, but unnecessary to kill it again unless we just want the free experience.
Oh,
There's Fizzle finding oozes. So when Davis comes here, happy day for him. Spike tile. This is an encounter you usually only see in the Earth Cave. So free oozes will be nice for Davis. And there's a boat in a box. So the bad feels are bad. As a non-required ice dive, but we're gonna just keep poking around. Check these spike tiles. Maybe dig up something nice to swing. Maybe a ribbon. And there's another slime tile. So
Wow.
Fizzle getting super bad news that there's going to be a bunch of tiles lighting up all at once for Davis once he comes to the ice cave.
Mm-hmm.
There's a white shirt -5 for Davis here in the Volcano Armory. That's pretty good, considering we don't have a whole lot of white magic outside that level 1 white for the black belt. With regard to your Topher dives, Luffy, when you're running these flags, where's your comfort zone? Like, where do you feel safe?
So, given the party compositions, they both have a black belt. I think it's imperative you have that black belt up to at least 32. You can get away with it. 42 is your glorified safe zone there. You can be pretty much, running through anything at 42. But I think we've seen Temper. I don't know if we've seen Fast yet. We have at level 6. Okay, so having access to Temper and Fast with these two black mages like Fizzle has, and the black belt, you get to 32. I'm going to feel pretty good about going into Topher right there.
And I stand corrected. There is a C status skill or spell on the board. I missed that earlier. That's we saw Gaze very early on in the but yeah, and Demon Frog in chat brings up a good point. Row 3 basically done for Fizzle. So feels a little bad about taking that one none, but we could always pivot and go recruit somebody in the shop and just turn that square off if we want to bring along maybe go buy another black mage or get a meat shield for our 3-person party. And more importantly, if we find a well-blessed Masa or something like that, we can equip it if we want to. So the ice cave giveth to Fizzle and sort of lets him off the hook if he wants it.
Yeah, heads up play there too, heading up to Provoca to pick up his ship. It can be, you can pause for a minute and think about where to go when that ship appears in the ice cave and getting confused for a minute.
Yep, and we know that ship is probably required unless Davis finds adamant down here at the bottom of the volcano. As we're almost exhausted all of our incentive locations here within the inner sea. And there's Fizzle's good news, bad news situation. Lots of Bane, but there's Confuse. So I wonder if you're Lord Fizzlebeef, you're seeing all of these game features, enemies, spells, that will benefit your opponent. Do you feel pressure? Like, how much do you metagame and get in your own head, Luffy?
I mean, the way I would metagame myself is I'd be all over in my head. As we see, Silver's +3 for pretty cheap. That's some decent armor right there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get overly uncomfortable too much, though, knowing that we have a pretty good plan to finish up our row that we need, our force row, with finding some of the key items and already finding a dragon. Row 3, to Demon's point earlier, pretty much done. You know where a really good grind tile is with those iron gold to get a few levels. It's about speed and power right now, and I don't think there's a better person to kind of show us how to do that than Fizzle.
And Fizzle is about to bounce off the yeah, okay. There was that 2-frame flicker where it looked like there was the isthmus, that little bit of land. But there's Brack. So all the good spells, nothing. Still no sign on Nuke or Ice 3 or anything like that, but some decent instant kill magic available, and no cloth equipment here for Fizzle and Melmond. And this unrunnable Evilman Nightmare is going to slow Davis down significantly. But Lightning 3 is starting to do some work. There's Ogres and Grogers.
Also unrunnable. Which can be a little annoying, but they'll go down a lot quicker than these Nightmare Evilmen.
And Davis learning the hard way that nightmares resist death. I believe the Evilmen do as well. And there's a crown. Okay, so Titans is incentivized. I'm getting my flag sets mixed up, Luffy. Why you let me lie to the people?
Okay, I've been playing a lot of spring tournament pods myself. I'm forgetting what's incentivized where right now. I'm just along for the ride right here.
I was in and out of the bingo tournament so fast.
You and me both, buddy.
Yeah, well, I wear my 2 losses immediately with a sense of pride as Fizzle gets some herb from an old man.
Mm-hmm.
And we have herb and crown to go turn in. Fizzle crosses fingers hoping for the and there's the rod for Davis and Volcano. So luckily that's the red deed tile and it's not the Agama tile that we gotta walk back across. So now we gotta cast life with the black belt. That's right, that's a thing.
Yep. Forgot how broken black belts
man.
are right here.
Indeed. There's a bunch of peds. So Davis's quest to confuse Carrie survives.
Okay, I kind of like this play here by Fizzle too. You don't have to go into Earth, but I believe Earth is incentivized. So
there's a big tile. Slinging some ice twos.
That's one of his favorites right there.
Earth is incentive, if I remember right. But that's some hot water. And that's shocking hot water.
Yeah.
That's a no ma'am.
Yep.
And confused comes out ineffective. And here comes some white shirts from Fizz the Thief. And we're gonna keep fighting, and there's a fire too, and that's gonna cook the Black Mage, and that's a reset. So hard times for DVS. Gonna have to, well, he doesn't have to get that rod. So
no, but he does have to confuse Carrie, so he will avoid that nasty Nightmare Evilman tile, but
yeah, it just feels bad coming in here with just the one Black Mage. But Davis already back down basically to the Agama floor at this point, so LordFizzlebeef working his way through the Earth Cave. We still have access to incentive waterfall ordeals and technically Sky. So where could that adamant be?
Interested to see what's in the incentive chest here in Earth. I like this play. You don't have to go into Earth to kill Lich, but it's not that slow to get down these few floors and then warp out to check this chest. Because if this chest is the adamant and these other 2 herbs and crown turn into some other whatever, then you know you made the right play.
Mummy's throwing out stop, but those Black Mages with all the MDef in the world just soaking it. Just say, nah, we're good. We're just going to throw some Lightning 3. And there's a giant. Alright, Fizzle's going to meet the vampire. And going to throw some tempers. Alright, we're going punching strats. The black belt uses its damage, and it isn't that effective. So we're going to throw ice too, because vampires definitely don't resist ice. They definitely resist ice. Don't tell Fizzle. But the Zap gets it done. Zap is one of my favorite spells in the game, and there's Fizzle's required key, which now gets us access to, we have Crown, we have Herb, and now we have the key. So I guess we're going back to the Inner Sea, and Davis heading on to Ice Cave, just struggling to make any sense out of carry. So we're gonna try that again later when we have some more levels. And there's some
The first song right there.
Astos with the pawn shop gonna offer us $433 for that crown.
Yeah, it's the best I can do. Best offer,
That's the best I can do.
432.
It's gonna put that crown right on the shelf next to his copy of Battletoads, and that $453 in hand. Let's go look at the back. Oh, we're
Save
gonna
first? Save? Okay, yeah,
that's
save.
a little safety save. Gotta love it.
Okay. Alright. I feel pretty positive about these turn-ins Fizzle's going to do that one of these is going to come across and give us that adamant.
Oh, there's a bunch of bluties.
Okay, we like that.
This is Dragon number 2 for Fizzle. Lightning 3 is going to get resisted. And there's a big bunch from the bluties. Ice 2s? And Punch. Ice 2's probably not going to do it either. That's why I got to lean into that zap. Just yank that lever down on that RNG machine.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in the game resists it, but some things in the game is still 3 and 256 to get zapped. And there's Argoyles. Argoyles, just no fun. Nobody likes Argoyles.
Nope.
Trust me, I've been seeing the polls coming in, the early exit polls from the spring tournament sign up form. We're asking people what their favorite enemies are, and spoilers, no one has said Argoyles. Literally no one's favorite enemy.
You don't say.
We've seen Iron Goals, we've seen Rock Goals. No Argoyles. Rapier +4, $7,700, $600. Dave is gonna make this work, and there's a Flugel. I'm assuming that's the loot.
Yep. Gotta love multi-instrumental Sarah. One of my favorite flags in the game for fun flags from our devs.
So with the Flugel in hand, Lord Fizzlebeef has knowledge that everything that he could want in the game is within reach. He's just got to go buy that chime. And Davis just says, I want to kill an Iron Goal. And Iron Goal's like, but I have thunder. I've told you to leave. Sir, this is an ice cave. And unfortunately, Davis has to get through that Iron Goal fight in order to complete that bingo row. And there's Fizzle's tail.
Okay.
So, guess we probably should have gone somewhere else.
So that puts our adamant either in, I would say it's got to either be in Waterfall or in Ordeals right now. That's the only two locations left. I mean, I guess it could be in Sky.
Oh, it could be.
The seed wants to go from trolley to from easy to trolley pretty quick.
I mean, when's the last time you saw vanilla adamant matter?
Probably the last time I played vanilla with Fizzle, Gregley, and Dengwu a couple months ago.
But did it really matter?
No.
Damage poison on the Frost Wolves, and Davis is just not seeing the nice cave that Fizzle saw. Instead, he's seeing this not nice cave. So he says, I'm going to come back and I'll do that Iron Goal tile later. But first, let's just do a little warp trick. All right. Let's get out of here. We got my boat. We'll come back when this is when I've got some levels and I can stop getting beat up by this seed. Because right now, Davis with a Thief and Black Mage in no condition to handle this. So there's gloves and cap for Lord Fizzlebeef.
Pretty sure we've seen a buckler by now too, so I think we just gotta find that cloth. That cloth is probably floater locked.
Level 6 fast is pretty good. We're not going to have a lot of charges of it, but we're not going to need a lot of charges of it.
Yeah,
so
I'd like to go into Topher with 5 minimal. 6 would be ideal, that way you have one for each boss, but 5 is the magic number.
You, sir, are you trying to fast on Lich too?
I mean, if I have one to spare, it's fine.
I need to send you to Dangwoo's School of Disrespecting Lich. With that level 1 zap, that's my exit strategy through Lich too. I'm not even gonna try to cake it. Just throw them zaps. Zaps will probably work. I think it's like 20% of the time. MG Weirdo in chat calling to respect Lich. No. The only Lich I think that deserves respect outside of high percent bosses would be like vanilla script Lich. That opening, when you know that opening nuke's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can be that can be pretty spooky scary.
Alright, 50-50 shot here for Fizzle. Let's see if he calls right going to the waterfall instead of ordeals.
$20 says he doesn't. It's definitely in Sky, right? I mean, come on. Your 50-50 sounds like it should be 33.
Yeah, I'm trying to send good vibes his way.
I would like to see some adversity. And the seed, I mean, there's been some pretty nasty scripts and nightmares keep punching out our light warriors, but, you know, they're living up to their namesake.
Mm-hmm.
It's canon. It's fine. And we get level 15 across our black mages. Pretty good. With that extra MDef, they're just getting thicker and thicker, so...
Mm-hmm.
Davis going to take a breath and do these turn-ins, which will net him key and loot by the time we get through the end of it, and tail if we really want it. Little out of bounds bat action. Davis gets his crown, and Fizzle gets a crystal.
Alright, okay.
It could. I mean, this isn't terrible, because now we can sail to Ordeals, figure out what's there, and then go south and get disappointed by Matoya, and then realize that, oh, okay, I'll just sail up and I'll just go do the thing here.
It was in Sky all along.
I will expect to see Fizzle to knock out his mermaids here by talking to them. As we get level 7 nuke, that is promotion locked. The rub, however, would have been available to those black mages, because there's the rub. Yeah, it's a good joke.
It's pretty good. I like that.
All right, and we're going to talk to a hint giver, you Spoony Bard.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go talk to the mermaids. And Fizzle really want. Maybe I could take it in a smaller form. Maybe the waters want to have time to get to their bad stuff. And hey, we iced it out. All right.
I have about 310, 320 HP on those waters. Not so bad.
Yep. Water's one of the few enemies, I will wager to say the only enemy in the Sea Shrine that has a elemental weakness to ice and not lightning.
Mm-hmm. I believe you are correct.
The more you know.
Yeah.
And
knowledge is power.
Gerwolf's bringing the heat. Just Davis is just like, please, just let me. I have stuff to do.
Yeah.
Fizzle will floor away. I don't think we saw anything other than the waters that had anything super nasty. As Davis is going to visit Astos and get his 450. Fizzle had to interrupt his automatic routing through mermaids. Like, there's no mermaid in that room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about what's in the boxes. Although ribbons feel like they should be important.
Ribbons would be nice with the added MDef to those black mages, and once the black belt gets online, though, not gonna be entirely necessary.
Yeah,
and, we'll see.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
And he does take out the hint giver mermaid, so that's pretty good. Nice little double light up there for LordFizzlebeef. Mm-hmm. The thing about MDef is it's wonderful, but oftentimes, maybe this is a unique experience to me, and better runners in the community don't experience this problem. MDef will not protect you against instant death, like Quad X.
Mm-hmm.
It'll protect you against other stuff, But you know how many times I've had a black belt get quad X because I forgot to put a pro ring on him? You know how bad that feels?
Yeah. Yep.
It's just like, well, I guess I'm done playing Final Fantasy for the day.
Yep.
All right, Fizzle needs 1 slime, and to do basically his entire row still. So, but we threw up our hands on column 1, which is pretty good. That was a pretty gross row to have to commit to. And Davis still picking up some spells here in Elfland now that he's got a little bit of spending money after picking up that tail and doing some free box checks. Legend says there's an airship buried somewhere. That is not a hint, but a hint at what the game has in store for us. Is buried somewhere. There was talk in the dev channel on the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord, which you can join if you go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Go to the bottom of the page. There are links for our community Discords. There was talk a while ago about random deserts for the airship. I think Demon Frog may have suggested that, and then it was quickly poo-pooed by the community at large. But it would be interesting. There's an airship buried somewhere. Maybe it's in that little patch of desert. And maybe you use the floater in the desert outside Mirage, and your airship just spawns somewhere in the Mirage desert.
Oh, wow.
Just go walk around for it. You'll find it. It's there.
We get a bottle out of ordeals, Caleb. I don't like our chances here. This doesn't look good.
Now, my friend, we have a true 50-50.
Yep.
Matoya's or disappointment.
Oh boy. Oh, we're about to find out.
And Fizzle sailing his way. And not really in the best position to pivot from Matoya's to Mirage. I guess we're going to walk to Canary if that happens, because we just got some black mages. Fizzle hoping against hope that this will be the adamant.
All right, moment of truth. Let's see what we got.
Come on, Slab.
Okay.
Rats.
The seed giveth, the seed taketh away.
That's still pretty gnarly. A required waterfall to get the floater.
Yep.
Although floater isn't necessarily required, so just going to make things a lot easier.
Yeah, the movement will absolutely help, but it is not hard required to beat this seed. That's very true.
Yeah.
Although, actually, thinking about it, it might be, unless Fizzle wants to keep opening boxes, it's required for him to find that cloth, which we believe is airship locked.
This is true. And talking to Cope, and we've also can respect the Cope talk. All right, Davis on his way to do some mermaid stuff. Let's see if he opens any boxes down here in Mermaids. Maybe we'll get like 8 ribbons, because Randomized Treasures is on. So, it could happen. Fizzle's Black Mage is continuing to drag around that Black Belt corpse, just knowing that one day that Black Belt will stand up and punch his way through time. And just nothing doing here. And Davis gonna miss the hint giver mermaid, but he keeps going. He might find her. Oh, there's some cloth. So Fizzle missed out on the free cloth from the boxes here in Mermaids. So
was able to pick it up there at Gaia, though. So not the end of the world, but it,
key item wise, question from chat from our restreamer: what does Fizzle need? Nothing. He's got Chime, he's got Cube, he's got Key, he's got Loot. He's just
got Bane.
Yeah, and he's just got to go find one more dragon, because we found the blue Ds. able to do anything about them, but we found Blue D's, and we need to find Scum,
Zombie Red D.
Mucks, or Metal Slimes. So Fizzle might be hoping to find Metal Slimes here.
Doesn't have any fire spells or nuke to kind of make him a little easy. So
what if I told you Zap?
Yeah.
Zap's like 50-50 on Slimes. So
I gotta start respecting Zap a little more.
Yeah, he's a pretty good runner in the community too. He won the last spring tournament.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong.
That spells Zap, man. Rumor has it that he might join the spring tournament this year to defend that belt. It might happen.
It should be interesting. I think we're up to what? I think almost 60 people signed up so far.
That would be correct. Yeah, we're sitting at even 60 right now. So if you're out there watching, you catch us on YouTube in the next couple days. Feel free to sign up for the spring tournament. You can find the link to the signups on the Randomizer website, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Signups are still open to anybody that wants to join. The flags you can also find on the Randomizer site as well. They are there as automatic presets set there by our devs. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the tournament, sign up for it, get some practice in. Can confirm it might be fun. It all depends on how much you like this game, and how much you like having fun with it. I would suggest, if you do think this game's fun, to give it a shot. It's always fun to be a part of a. There's our second dud there, the heal pot in Sky 3. It's more fun to play this game in a tournament setting, I find, than any other way. But that's just me personally. I know we have a lot of casual players in the community, and there's no wrong way to play FFR. I had a lot of fun playing in the past 2 spring tournaments, and this year we're doing something a little bit different. It'll be pods. So we're moving away from Swiss rounds and moving into a pod format, into a fairly large bracket of 64. So if you're good at napkin math, I'm not going to do math on Twitch, but it's a difference of 4 that we still need. So, but we got plenty of time.
Rock goals with crack there send Fizzle into a reset, and they're unrunnable.
Well, that's what's going to happen when you don't have ribbons.
We were talking ribbon and NDEF earlier, weren't we?
Crack's pretty nasty, and that's something that one of the fiends that's mixed up into the Fiend 2 pools in Topher. So one of those bosses is rumbling with a crack. And Davis, despite his early sort of, I wouldn't call them fumbles, but just worse luck than Fizzle, still pretty quick to get the adamant here and opening boxes. So the rock goals, I mean, I don't know if they're peddling crack or if they're just starting to crack.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I don't want it. I don't want it. Whatever it is, I don't want it.
The fissures of a rock golem are dangerous.
And Davis going to take his tour to Inner Sea on this long walk as well. No point in sailing around. Just take the scenic route.
Yeah, Davis is there's Davis. Probably a lot of pressure put there on himself as we get our first look at an eye. Eye, a very popular enemy amongst the community. As evidenced by the results of our poll on the Spring Tournament sign-up sheet. So, Spring Tournament sign-ups, they're going to be open until, I believe, April 2nd. April 2nd, I believe they're open until. You'd think I would know these dates by heart, right?
Let me see.
Yes, April 2nd. So feel free to sign up, have fun with us in the community, or not. Just hang out. The tournament itself begins April 5th. So if you don't like to play it, you just like to watch it. Good news, spring tournament's coming.
Yeah. I will be
And
participating this year for the first time after watching the last couple on YouTube, so I'm very excited.
dude, it's super exciting to see how many people have signed up as Fizzle's just waiting for this giant robot to get out of his way and says, you know what? Warp. I've had enough of you, giant robot. For a vast majority of our entrants, it will be their first spring tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested in seeing how those pods shake out, as Danny pointed out, the spring tournament pod reveal will be here on RPG Limit Break on April 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to tune in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We got some fun stuff planned for the pods. All right, Davis going to check some cardio. So Davis, scared of ice, needs some better stuff, and Katana +3. That's pretty good.
That feels pretty good right there. And
And Davis says, you know what, I'm just going to promote. Because I want more Bane casters or Confused casters. I want to equip this Katana 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
As Fizzle making his way, Bridge of Destiny. Levels are okay. I think we're high and nothing on the Bridge of Destiny, so no metal slimes. But all right, we're gonna wait. We're gonna Bane and see how many times it takes. Oh, that's a 1. It's 2.
Nice.
2 Banes. That's how many licks it takes to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. 2. And with that light up, there is an immense amount of pressure on Davis at the moment.
Yep.
We are 1 tile away from Lord Fizzlebeef being in bingo mode, as Davis still has to figure out what his second row is going to be. And I mean, he has visited Bahamut, so he can light that one up. He does have cake, so it might be a row 4 thing here. I'm going to gently remind Davis to light up his visit Bahamut.
Alright, Fizzle gonna try to look for a spike tile somewhere to gain some levels. Probably looking to get a few before he heads back to those iron goals. That's where the quickest XP is gonna be.
And I do think that that's going to be the row that Davis takes, and that's not terrible because we have cake. We have 3 cake casters. Lich too, pretty susceptible to cake, so pretty good. The computers are pretty easy to knock out too. It does mean that we're gonna have to go back and buy that chime, and although I think we already did that, but no, he was still gonna go back and buy that chime. So it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, and Fizzle looking for levels in all the wrong places. Pete's. Early game XP, absolutely.
Yeah, useful about a half hour ago. All right, both runners doing a high 5 here on the Agma floor too. That's pretty good.
And pretty sure Davis equipped a heal helmet -1. And yeah, so loses out on row 4. Feels bad.
Yeah.
Because now it's, you gotta figure out what you're gonna do, and hopefully this confused lands. Yeah, first try. All right, first try, reset. Thank you. Move on. Let's go blow up ice. Nope, we're not gonna blow up ice cave. Now we got to start thinking what we're gonna
there
do.
we go.
Because row 5 is out because we can't go back in time and box Garland or take a nun. Row 4 is out because we flubbed and mummies have crack. Oh no.
Oh boy.
And Fizzle found his grind, it looks like. We can't go back in time and melee the pirates. We can do row 2. It would feel bad to do the bingo that you gave your opponent.
I think he may have made a bit of a mistake there as well. I get resetting out of the carry fight and trying to go faster, but if he had defeated carry, he's just got to find some dragons and talk to some NPCs, and then he had column 3 open to him.
Yeah. So, yeah, Davis probably playing with some tilt here, and probably thinks that Fizzle's either in Topher looking for dragons, which we know he's not, but you start panicking.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a good call. Like to do. Yeah, I was going row by row, and then I was going to do column by column. But yeah, column 3 might be his only option.
Yeah.
Outside of column 2.
Yeah.
You do column 2.
He could.
And there's some slime, so it's pretty good. He'll get some more while he's down here. Yeah. There was that heal helmet -1, so way better to equip a iron +5. Fizzle back into Northwest, gonna hang out with some Waters and Naga. Oh no, we're gonna do the blue dragons. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta do this anyway. Let's see how much HP these guys have. They're punching pretty hard, but this black belt should be hitting just as hard now too. Ooh, okay, so about 500 plus.
I think closer to about 500 plus. Yeah.
Ooh, yuck. That's around 600 plus right now. Let's see. Yeah.
Around flirting with about 600 HP.
Yeah.
Not good. Alright. Davis working his way through these spike tiles. Still has to get through that iron goal tile. Ice +2 shields. Pretty good. So this ninja gear rolled pretty well. As Fizzle's going to check TOF lock. And gets the good news here. So there's the oozes. So we're close. We need scums. No, we had scums. We need mucks or slimes. And Fizzle finds the water tile.
Not the friendliest black belt tile, but it's not terrible. They only got about 300 HP? A lot better than the blue dragon.
It's not a solo grind you want to do, but decent party grind with the Ice 2s supporting.
Let's see what he does. Yeah, I think... No, he's gonna... Really? Okay.
We got warp.
Yeah.
We can get out of here. Yeah.
He's still got to do he's got to find one more dragon. And slimes.
And there's the dragon.
Okay.
All right. And Quadex should take care of it. Yep. All right. So there's 3 dragons. That's 3 dragons, Fizzle.
Yep. Ooh, there's a nice tile too.
And I think Davis is realizing the hint givers are go here. Yeah, so the white D, the blue D, and then the green D. As Davis sees Fizzle light up that box, and it's time to panic. So, zap? Lightning 3, okay. Now this is tricky because Fizzle this has to keep one of these black mages up for warp.
Well, he does have life on that black belt too.
Mm-hmm.
But
this is I keep forgetting that. These dang blurses, man.
Yeah.
But the black belt doesn't really have a way to get through this fight quickly.
Yeah. No AoE casting item.
Yeah.
7 or 8 of these Germadeuses are just, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage, but they can get real annoying. And if you get deep and they have something in their script, that would be gross.
Yeah. And 6 hits, they're going to crit from time to time, and that's going to feel bad. So yeah, I think this is you keep Nuke alive until they're out of Lightning 3 charges and zap, and like they're just no longer effective for taking these Germadeuses out, and then you let that nuke die and you bring up the other nuke. In theory, but it all depends on how high Fizzle wants to go. As Davis back on this Iron Goal fight, swinging katanas, swinging a black belt fist, throwing lightning 3s, and down goes the black belt. Out comes Cremate. Things are going from worse to bad.
And you got one of them down.
All right, there it is. So that's all the ice tiles. And let's get out of here.
Alright, there's 31 for Fizzle's black belt.
And that was Davis through all of them, right? All the ice tiles?
Yep, he went down all the way before. I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's 32 for the black belt for Fizzle. Yeah, I think we'll see him warp out here. He's got to top up his heal pots, resurrect this other black belt, and I think we'll see him go looking for a slime.
Yeah, and Davis, yeah. So we're gonna go kill, do carry, dig up some dragons and Topher. We know the gas Ds are plentiful. He's killed a Frosty. I don't think he killed the blue Ds, but the gas Ds are here, and they seem to be pretty common. So we'll find out if the red Ds or the zombie D likes to show up too. But this is Davis not in the worst position here. Those ninjas with that Katana 3 backing that up, backing that black belt up, could be interesting. Fizzle getting some more free levels here on his final descent.
Not the worst move.
And we're still grinding.
Okay.
TOF grind. All right. So the door's still open for Davis. Fizzle wants 42. All right. Davis kicking himself in the butt, doing carry 1 again. This time all damage. And I was hoping for a yep, there it is. Confusion just for the sake of it. And a lance. Perfect. Carrie fires herself in the mouth and for a handful of damage. Black belt, 4 hits, 22 damage. So that black belt still needs to wake up for Davis. The sword swinging from these that katana is really good. 4 hits, 315. It's pretty good damage. And there's zombie Ds for Fizzle, so I don't know how common they are, but Davis is going to go back to Nightmare Evilmen.
I think that was the 4th encounter on this floor, so they're not buried too deep.
You guys with your encounter counting.
I'm just trying to learn as I go.
That's more power to you, man. All right, Fizzle into solo mode and is going to just get truckloads of XP dumped on Punch. As Davis starts punching some horses, and the level, the level discrepancy is just not great. But Nightmare Evilman isn't a bad tile. It just could be better. This is much more of a solo grind.
Ooh, we had a slow 2 hit there on the black belt.
And then Lightning 3 Wizard Vamps living up to their namesake.
Ooh, okay, he got away.
Wiz Vamps, I do believe, showed up as somebody's favorite enemy. Zombie D's definitely made the list, so it's happening. Gasty's also a couple people voted for the Green Dragon being their favorite enemy. I can respect that. I do like that. That's my favorite dragon sprite, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
The curvy boy.
Green's one of my favorite colors too, so that's it's a nice sprite.
Yeah. All right, and that life 2 or that life black belt activated, wakes everyone up, just kind of shakes them, says, "All right, I'm ready. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna build this house. We're coming back in."
Alright, so 66 heal pots. I'm wondering if he'll take a dip back to Canaria just to pick up a couple. Nah. Yeah, this black belt is probably not going to matter.
Yeah. We're gonna roll this black belt downhill. Because Davis still not satisfied with the grind. Is going to go to Ordeals. And that will get him a bottle, which might turn into Masa. We didn't see what the bottle turned into.
We did not. So Masa is either slab or bottle.
And we didn't see slab, and we found both of the duds. So bottle's going to turn to slab, which is just rude.
Yeah.
And for translating it, we'll get a really neat sword. So
probably -5 too, the way this is done.
All right. Davis checking spike tiles. I like it. Looking for free dragons. He might stumble into a zombie D here on the Ordeals dungeon.
It's possible.
So that could be good news for him.
Yeah. And you blink and you miss it. Fizzle's already on the Lich 2 floor.
Showing the viability of the Topher grind. I mean, when the black belt's got life, it's
I mean, it's pretty broken at that point.
A lot of things become viable.
All
right, here we go. We're gonna Lightning 3 Lich 2. And here comes a zap. I love it. And effective. I swear it works. But also 1400 damage will work most of the time for a Lich.
I'll see your zap and I'll raise you 1400 damage.
The black mage only outdone by damage from the black belt.
Very clever.
I wish it was my joke. I definitely saw somebody else say that before. Carry 2, what you gonna do? We're gonna temper, we're gonna fast. We're gonna jump the gun puncher for 10 hits, 1200 damage. And black belts just kind of look at each other, share a knowing look, and just shrug as the black belt continues doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Davis gonna just... Davis, so fun fact, Davis doesn't live that far from me geographically, and I'm pretty sure I just heard him after getting that slap.
Yeah.
It feels bad.
Yeah.
As now Davis has to fly to Melmont. Just grumble, grumble, grumble. I mean, I get it. I think this is one of those plays where you're gambling that Topher is nasty, and this is going to be your only way through to do something that you know your opponent didn't do, because it's going to be this in-game weapon that you hope is like +5, and you can put it in the hands of one of your ninjas. As Kraken opens up with Blaze, but that damage from the black belt just feels bad. So Davis is doing bottle to slab to turn in to get the incentive Moss immune. So doesn't feel good, doesn't feel great, but Davis has just sort of had a run of bad luck this run. So not to take anything away from LordFizzlebeef, who's putting on a wonderful sort of clinic with what to do when you have a black belt and you don't have anywhere to grind that black belt. And basically showing 17 hits, 2,700, 700, or 2,774 damage. That's almost a 300% clamp. Tiamat wouldn't survive that.
Oh, it's
All right.
Danny, our tracker, pointing out that DVS still needs the key and the loot as well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And there's the Masa -3, and we reset out of it. Chaos opens with Nuke, and we're in punch time.
Oh boy.
Punch just come out from Chaos for 165. Lightning 2 follows up. Punch for 805. So not a whole lot doing here. 8 hits, 734. Black belt does the black belt thing. LordFizzlebeef finishes with an official race town time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, 47 seconds, and immediately Davis says, "Thanks, no thanks."
Yeah.
So get those GGs out in chat for Davis and LordFizzlebeef. We're going to get these fellas in. And there he is, Davis. GG, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
I want to give you a hug. Because I was like, I don't want to have to message him again. Please don't make me message him again. Because I knew that was just sort of like piling on a little bit probably, and I felt bad.
No, there was no way I was going to win. I made the wrong decision every step of the way, and I mean, I think Fizzle's strategy of forcing me into 2 thieves was I mean, like I was starting to get I just couldn't get my feet off the ground, and so he took black belt, double black mage, got the early lit 3, level 2 with a quad X level 1, and probably just walked through the entire seed. So and then having the chime and the cube. And the Oxyale right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I was reminded of a quote from Burt Reynolds, a community member, Burt Reynolds, not the esteemed actor Burt Reynolds. I forget the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of, "There's something about Davis and how lucky you are." It's a sight to behold sometimes. It's like Fizzle, GG's Fizzle, joining us in the booth.
GG's Fizzle. I saw you pop in, man.
LordFizzlebeef went to Ice Cave before you and just scooted right through. I did hit the brick wall of the Iron Golem, but didn't have to try to kill it. So took the wipe and walked back down and promptly found 2 tiles with 2 slime fights, and I was just like, wow. I was like, if you're LordFizzlebeef, like, you have to sort of like feel a little pressure, like, oh my god, I gave my opponent this column, and I'm finding everything that he needs. The level 3 Confusion, sharing a slot with the level 3 Bane, sharing a slot with level 3 Cake, everybody bringing black mages. It was I thought this was going to be a free seat with regard to the bingos, and some of it just proved to be trolly, just enough trolly.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I think I don't remember exactly what it was, but this was definitely one of those, like, everything had something. At least the direction I went. And then like I planned to do Marsh for my second row because that's why I switched from the red mage to the black mage. Turns out that I accidentally equipped a knife +1, which took out that entire row. And then I was planning on doing, like, then I jumped to column 3, and then when I confused carry, I got so excited I reset before realizing I had moved myself to the column that required defeating carry 1. And it was just a bad show, left, right, and center. I really hope this isn't what tomorrow looks like. But again, GG's the Fizzle. You picked something that really threw me off my game, and deserved the W, man.
LordFizzlebeef, how's it going,
man? Nerve-wracking considering stuff. I mean, like you said, I'm dirtling around in Ice Cave, and I find the ooze tile, and my heart sinks because I know that no matter what, we can do like a Marsh first floor grind and come up with like scums and mucks, right? So as long as we can't find easy oozes and easy slimes, everything is terrific. Here's easy oozes in front of a required boat. And then I go downstairs and I find easy scums, and it's just like, so now we just have to like oops into a muck or a slime, and one of these deadly things I handed off is like just done. Cool, neat, great, I love it. And then there's like, I saw mummies with crack, so it was just like, okay, we need to encounter map literally everywhere that has mummies in it, because like we ain't digging for ribbons, so we gotta figure this out.
So I didn't see the mummies with crack until I think Davis encountered them, or you encountered them in Mirage.
I found them somewhere.
Yeah, and then because what we had saw was mud goals or rock goals with crack.
Rock goals with crack, yeah, they had it too.
That knocked you out of Sky, if I remember right.
Yeah, that was plan F for attempting to get levels. But crack rock galls is just like, nope, okay. I wonder what plan G is.
Third floor Topher.
Apparently plan G was a solo grind of third floor Topher. Who knew?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we kept coming back to, at least what I kept coming back to after Luffy pointed out several times, where I was just like, what are you going to do once all those black mages die? It's like, black belt has level 1 life.
He sure did.
So only 2 shots of it, but it was enough to just kind of scruff up them deceased black mages and snap them back into it. I was reminded of Alexander Ovechkin, the left wing of the Washington Capitals, who I used to watch play hockey. I live outside the DC area, and you would see him take those smelling salts and just kind of wave them in his face, in between lines on the ice. So it's one way to wake yourselves up. So in my mind, that's what black belt magic is. It's like it's a med kit, and the life spell is just cracking smelling salts underneath your mage's faces. Davis, unfortunately, this spell is the end of the road for your winter dab experience. You lasted like a full month longer than I did. So, what are your thoughts on the bingo game?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Like, it's definitely a completely different way of playing. I think if we we've all had a lot of thoughts about like minor improvements that could be made or adjustments. But everything's going to have that, especially when you have it. It's your first time running through. So, I mean, it's kind of funny that I've had in my like bingo run, I had the 2 losses I had were like severe crash and burns, and the win I had before this, my opponent crashed and burned. So it was like, and you like hit just around an hour, or you're at an hour and a half, and there's really no way of coming back.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't true of like the entire tournament, but as Bert said, bad luck follows me around. So it is what it is.
Well, and LordFizzlebeef looking to undo so who knocked you out, LordFizzlebeef? Where was that? Digging. J-Man.
Yeah.
Knocked you out and then was subsequently knocked out by your next competitor, the Hangry Canuck. So that's going to be a fun matchup when you and Canuck get that straightened out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you and Canuck 1v1 before?
Have we 1v1'd? If we have, it's long enough ago that I don't remember.
Well, that's exciting. So, thoughts on? Well, we'll do some final thoughts. And we'll pass the channel back to RPG Limit Break because we do have another race coming up here in just about 15 minutes. It'll be sort of a FFR After Dark sort of pirate broadcast of our weekly community race at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You can check it out on twitch.tv/darkmoonfirelight. That's light LYTE. And it's going to be Dark Moon and the Hangry Canuck, the man I was just talking about, hanging out, talking over the race as it happens. So expect a little, maybe much more colorful broadcast, but should be a good time all the same. But LordFizzlebeef, our winner and still competing bingo man. Final thoughts, buddy.
There are a lot of little known deadly tiles that are floating around out there, and you have to know which ones to respect. That's what I learned in my loss, and that's the lesson I'm attempting to apply the rest of this tournament.
And it's like you definitely showed off some alternative strategies. Davis, we got your final thoughts on the bingo as a whole, but you got any dates you want to push? Anything you're doing coming up maybe on?
I just wanted to say hi to Luffy, to be honest. How you doing, man?
How you doing, Davis?
I'm good. Caleb's been talking the last 10 minutes. I figured I'd say hi to you for a second. I know it's what you do.
He hasn't been around in a while. I'm just letting him roll with it.
I have floors in my house again. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Put my feet down.
So to do the segue that Caleb set me up for, tomorrow afternoon, actually, it's going to be me, Caleb, Luffy, and Deadpulse are racing the spring tournament pod flags on the No Reset Marathon, which is actually based in France, I think. But it's definitely in Europe. I watched some of the stream today, and it kind of bounced between French and English. So it's kind of a cool opportunity to expand out the FFR community to a wider audience. So that'll be tomorrow afternoon, sometime around 5 p.m. Eastern, and it might be delayed. Just kind of have to check the Twitch stream for No Reset. I don't know the actual Twitch channel, so I'll let you guys figure that piece out. But yeah, that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that run.
And if you're a fan of Dead Pulses and you want to see some more Dead Pulse and bingo action, check out Monday, March 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern. Dead Pulse and Fry Teeth, Team Fade to Brack, fighting amongst themselves to see who is going to be the first one to lose a match in Winter Dab as they take each other on in the winners bracket semifinals, 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday. That restream channel will be announced later. So just come hang out on the Discord. You'll get the ping, get that spectator roll. You won't miss a thing. Luffy, I talk way too dang much. So take us home, man.
All right, I want to give a shout out to Demon Frog for the restream. I want to give a shout out to Danny3883 for the tracking, my co-com Caleb, and Fizzlebeef and Davis for a fantastic, great match. It was really great to see you guys go at it. I keep learning every time I see people watching people, so it's a lot of fun here. Join the community, Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. Come hang out with us, and we'll have some fun. So thank you to everybody tonight, and ciao and chillax, everybody. Final Fantasy Randomizer fan, we gone.